Hi everybody, my name is Dashing Dot. In today's video, I would like to talk about why ping is not the factor that determines anything important in Tarkov unless it's too high, or short. WPIN TFTDAII TUITH. Before we go into any detail, I feel the need to talk with you about some of the terms I'm going to use in this video. Ping, or round trip time, server tick rate, hit registration, and input lag. I also recommend that you watch the video to the end because I will explain, assumptions on my own, why it is, how it is, and when it will change. So let me start with the one thing that everybody is using right now. Ping. A ping is used to determine the distance between two objects, and you will have seen that in use in all kinds of movies where submarines are shown. A submarine sends out an echo that upon impact with another object is then returned. With this information, the submarine can determine the distance between itself and the object. Millennia ago, not really that long, someone made a little program called Ping. This is till today still in use, and many people utilize it to determine if they can get a connection to a specific server. In addition to that, it also collects the so-called round-trip time that indicates how long data needs from A to B and from B to A. In Escape from Tarkov, your round-trip time is only shown in the upper right corner once it is above a certain threshold. You can also enable it through your console with FPS 2 alongside other information the Tarkov devs are willing to show you. So why is your ping not always the same, some might ask? This is simply because you do not have a direct connection, an example a fiber optic cable from your PC to the server, but instead are going through the vast lands of the internet. Once your PC starts sending a little package of information, or as we refer to as data, towards the server, it naturally will go through your home router or whatever hardware you use. It then goes through several routers that first of all hold on to it for a few milliseconds to determine the best and fastest route to the server. They then send it off to the next one, etc. until it arrives at the server. What the server does with it specifically depends on what server you sent it to. However, in our case, we will talk about Battlestate Games game servers, and I will explain that alongside the server tick rate. The server then sends your data package back, and it is not guaranteed that it can or will take the same route as it took before. That can result in two different times it takes to send and receive the package. And every time you send something new to that server, obviously those times can change again. So in essence, your round-trip time indicates how long it takes for your client to send data packages to the server and receive them back. I think we can already come to a first conclusion. The higher the round-trip time, the longer it takes to receive updates from the server. Or, to be one of the cool kids, the higher the ping, the longer it takes to receive updates from the server. In every multiplayer game, developers face a similar problem. When two or more players are playing the same match or map, they need to receive updates of locations or other things that happen from the server as fast as possible. If player 1 received updates only every 10 seconds, and player 2 was shooting at him, player 1 might receive an update at some point, well, that he is dead. Or if player 1 would want to move a few steps, he would have to wait 10 seconds for the server to confirm that and then instantly jump to said location. That would not be a very pleasant experience for player 1, and I am sure he would not like to continue playing this game. In order to make a smooth user experience, developers let your local client do some work too. So you can move around freely, shoot at things, and pick up stuff. But whatever you do, your client sends that information to the server to confirm that is okay and in sync with what the server knows. So let us talk a little about how the server would process that information. Game servers run with tick rates, and that means they have a set tick rate where they process information and send it out. A tick means that once the server intakes information, it starts processing it, and then sends it back. It then sleeps until the next tick is due. The higher the tick rate, the less time a server has to finish each tick. Though that also means the higher the tick rate, the faster your client receives updates from said server. Let's assume a game server has a set tick rate of 60. That means it will send out 60 updates per second. A game server running with a tick rate of 60 most likely means your experience will be rather smooth because of what you do locally is confirmed and, sent back fast. This is rather good. However, when you shoot at someone, the server obviously would not want you to have it your way. So it will process your rounds fired and then either confirms the hit or declines it based on what information it also had. If you were firing at another player and that player was already gone, an example behind cover, the server might tell you that, well, you killed some air. So the hit registration, though your client processes it locally and shows all your cool hits, might get a slap from the server saying, nope, not this time, pal. Last but not least, I would like to briefly talk about input lag. Though your monitor is probably the best on the market, your mouse and keyboard run on ultra-fiber nuclear fission cables and your human reaction time is inhuman. There's always a few nanoseconds here and there that are gone. Okay, I probably should have gone into way more depth about RTT, tick rates, or talked about all the other cool things that affect your gaming experience, but I kinda do not get paid for this, so not this time, pal. Let's dive into your personal Tarkov experience. Let's assume I was connecting to the nearest server possible, which for me would be Frankfurt. Let us also assume my round trip time is about 21 milliseconds. The following scenario occurred during a little recording I was doing for a video on YouTube. Besides, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube, I highly recommend you do so. Who would not want to be one of the cool kids? So how was it possible that the scav was going down and yet got another shutout? My ping was good, it was 21 milliseconds. What I'm trying to say is, it was impossible. Magic! Well, no. As we've learned, I shot the scav locally and then sent that information to the server. That obviously only took 21 milliseconds, so Omega lol kappa nuclear fission fast. However, the server processed my cool kill, and guess what? Also processed info that it got from the game data, in this case, the AI shot too. So it processed all that cool stuff and then sent it back to me, resulting in a confirmed kill and a shot from the AI. But why was the shot from the AI still processed? It clearly shot after I was going down. Well, that is mainly because currently the Tarkov servers are not running on 60 tick rate. They are somewhat between 10 to 20 tick rate. Yep, that's really slow. And that is why a lot of things do or do not happen that should have or should not have happened. Because they are on such a low tick rate, though your client sends out information at, let's say, 30 updates per second, you only get 10 per second back. That still sounds a lot? Not really. Especially when you have another player on the other side doing things too. Now let's take a nice example in Tarkov. You and your best friend go into a raid. Your friend opens a door on his local client. That information from your friend is sent to the server and processed, while your friend naturally steps through the door into the room. Again, sends this information to the server. The server starts processing information. On a low tick rate like our Tarkov servers, what can happen is that the next update you receive from the server is that the door magically is already open and your friend is gone because he is inside the room, or that the door is still closed and your friend is gone. This happens independent of your connection to the server, which is usually way faster than the tick rate update rate of said server. So, when does ping show any effect on your side? Well, have you tried joining a 400 ping server? What will happen is that your connection is so slow that the updates the server sends you will not be received in time any longer to guarantee a smooth experience. You will teleport through the map, not shoot or hit things, but get hit out of nowhere. When players at the current server state join a server with 100 and 150 ping, your experience will most likely not suffer because of that. Again, you are still faster than the server can process the data anyway. Before I go and explain to you why all is still okay and good, I would like to mention the Piku's advantage that so many streamers talk about. And yes, it has to do with the tick rate of the server, not the ping. When you rush through the map around corners or go through doors, very often that information is being processed by the server and sent back to you, while a player that camps just gets a confirmation at that point in time that he is still sitting in his little corner. He only often gets the update that you rushed him after it is way too late. Worry not, there's a reason for everything. Before you go out and continue being one of those kids bashing on a company like Battlestate Games, think. The reason why Battlestate Games is not providing us with super high-end mega cool ultra servers right now is point 12. The hideout changes everything. Well, no. Not the hideout, but the bigger chunk they're working on right now. The engine update. It makes no sense whatsoever to do anything with the servers when the new engine will have the following, but not only, changes. New network transport layer and server runtime. New game server hosting service. New integrated matchmaking service. But changing things now that would be dismissed due to a new engine also makes no sense, so Battlestate Games waits for point 12 to be stable and released. That is my assumption, of course, because Nikita still refuses to take my phone calls. How long do I have to sit in your lobby until you call me back, Nikita? To conclude my video, there is no player or streamer abusing anything. The ping up to 150 should be absolutely okay. No issues to play with or against others with a lower ping. The tick rate is too low. Pings above 250 obviously will impact everybody's game experience, however the low ping player will probably win his fights. So calm down everyone. Let people play in your region. And remember, it's still a game. Guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, wow, you should really consider doing that right now, before it's too late and the video's over. Thank you very much for watching, and I do hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is in your most beautiful countries. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.